Media 360 production. I'm here now with publisher Andrea Evans, and over the next 15 minutes, we will take you inside the pages of Frontdoors magazine. Coming up, a popular Valley chef hits a home run with a second location. Brussels sprouts have never tasted so good. Where we ate this month is coming up. Also ahead, we show you how a mind, body, and spirit approach is helping thousands fight cancer here in the Valley. And meet the extraordinary woman who is on the cover this month. She's a well-known Valley businesswoman who is also a cancer survivor. She talks about the one lesson that helped her throughout her battle with breast cancer and beyond. All of that is coming up. But first, let's go ahead and open up the office doors and meet Colin Cunningham, who is the executive director of the Welcome to America project. Andrea, tell us all about her.
Sure. Colin is an amazing newer executive director of a nonprofit, but a nonprofit that's been in the Valley for 16 years. The Welcome to America project helps refugees fulfilling items for them that they need when they come to Phoenix. And that could be everything from furniture, household items, items for the children, of course, and as well as programs to help them integrate into the community.
So tell us a little bit about how you go about choosing who you're going to spotlight in office doors. And obviously, Colin stood out to you guys this month.
She did. Actually, a press release came over from the organization about the Welcome to America project and an update on what they were doing this fall. And our editorial team thought we'd like to do something, and come to find out that Colin was a former volunteer.
Yes.
From 2010, had worked a couple other places, and then came back and found herself able to become their executive director. So many organizations and companies get together now and have drives for them, basketballs and footballs for the kids, as well as furniture and things that would maybe just be thrown away. And they're able to source it, haul trucks up, get things loaded in, and get them very quickly delivered to these families in need.
So as you tell the story through Colin's eyes in this Office Stories segment, what do you think we can all learn from an organization like this and volunteerism that really reaches out to people who we may not be that familiar with, but it sort of breaks down a lot of barriers?
It's so interesting to me. This is something you see on the national news, and I don't think a lot of people know that they can help refugees right here in their backyard. There's a neighborhood that really that surrounds these families, and they come to, including schools. And this whole neighborhood in Phoenix, where is kind of the epicenter where these folks find themselves, and where these services have come in to assist when they hear that a new family is coming.
Great work being done by Colin Cunningham, the executive director of the Welcome to America project. And now it's time to open up the kitchen doors, and you guys spread out. All your folks go and eat at a variety of places, and then you kind of all come together and decide which one you're going to shine the light on. And this month you're bringing us Twisted Grove.
Twisted Grove Parlor, second location of this restaurant by Chris Collins, and it's right in the heart of the city, though, at 32nd Street in Camelback. So we had to try it.
Yeah, tell me about it. Why did it stand out, and why did you want to feature Twisted Grove?
I live in Phoenix, and I had heard about the restaurant in Scottsdale, so when I saw the sign go up, we were curious and grabbed a couple of friends, my husband and I, and went and had a date night there. And really fun, organic, meaning fresh, farm to table kind of food. Wonderful cocktails. Started the evening that way. And our friends really enjoyed some selections from the wine list. But we started off with Brussels sprouts that come in a mason jar with a great syrupy drizzle of balsamic, and they tip them over onto the board when they bring them out, so they're real hot and steamy.
Yeah.
And I like my Brussels sprouts really well done, and these fit the bill.
So A+.
A+.
In your book. And now it is time for our charity spotlight. On each episode, we feature a charity or organization that is really going above and beyond in the work they do here in the Valley. And today we are focusing on the Piper Center at HonorHealth. And I want to introduce you now to Carolyn Norris, who had no history of breast cancer in her family, so she certainly was not expecting this battle. But when cancer happened, she went to the right place for help.
I have no history of breast cancer in my family. I went home, I pulled out my notebook and did what I always do. I set my goals, and I decided that I would be in control of what I needed to focus on. And that's what I put at the top of my list, focus.
We look at breast cancer care as a team effort. So my part, I'm the surgeon, but we work together as a team.
Exercise will include mind, body, spirit, includes our social worker, counselor, it includes nutrition, and then we have oncology, nurse navigators. So all of us work together to support that client during their treatment and beyond that, and also the caregivers as well.
It's the only program that is free for cancer survivors with having to do with exercise. There's none other in any other cancer center in the state. So HonorHealth is a true rare gem.
Beautiful. I never thought about dying, not once. The emotion came from surviving all of it. I had a very hard time with chemo, an extremely hard time. Radiation wasn't a cakewalk, but yet it was easier than chemo. I didn't care that I had a mastectomy. That did not faze me. It's just a breast. It's not my identity. Now, if they stitch up my mouth, we have a problem because that's my identity.
1, 2, 3, smile.
I think that HonorHealth Care has been on a good curve in that they listen to the patients. It is about medicine, and they are there to give you guidance, but they're also open to listening to what you have to say, what your concerns are. I'm the same person, but I look out through my eyes and see the world so differently. I've always enjoyed life, and I definitely enjoy life even more. But it's made me more aware. I thought I was a compassionate person, but I've become more compassionate. I've become more patient. And I am still standing, and I'm going to keep standing.
And October was obviously Breast Cancer Awareness Month. In the United States, 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer. I know you've spent a lot of time over at HonorHealth, and you're very familiar with the programs that they have. What do you find so significantly different about what's going on there?
You know, what strikes me, what the team over there is doing is they're really helping patients and members of the community that come to them for help and for care, a team to navigate and treat all of them, their entire case, their whole body. So each patient has a nurse navigator, and it's amazing. When they explain the process to me, how that person really does follow your entire case and help you through this horrible circumstance that you're going through. And then they have things like an amazing gift shop right there in the lobby. Where
Tina's Treasures.
Tina's Treasures.
So great.
And where anybody can shop, your friend that's with you and driving you to have care, but also an amazing selection of bras and prosthetics and all the things that women going through treatment and through surgery need to not only feel better, but also feel like themselves.
Yeah.
And that's so important. So really this mind, body, spirit approach is what you see in every aspect when you're up at Virginia Piper Cancer Center.
I was really struck by the events that they put on, and most recently the Ladies' Night event that
Yes.
we shot for the story, and you were at that event.
I was.
It's so beautiful because I love the fact that they have all their top doctors there to answer questions, which
Yes.
is huge, but obviously they also put a premium on, like you said, mind, body, spirit, nutrition, exercise, not just curing the physical, curing the mental
Yes.
and the emotional, all these things that happen when you go through and walk the road that is cancer.
And really, they also invite all these other vendors to come and be a part of these events where you can get involved and volunteer with the breast cancer charity or shop and support another breast cancer survivor, and just meet other people with similar path as you and new friends. And again, the doctors being right there and
Yeah.
supporting these types of community events is really a big deal.
It is a big deal. HonorHealth is doing a tremendous job. Now it's time to take a look at who is on the cover of Frontdoors. And throughout October, Frontdoors celebrated cancer survivor stories from our community. And tell us about the wonderful woman who you guys have featured on your cover.
Yes, we were so fortunate. Lucia Schnitzer, the owner of Lucy's Healthy Marketplace and Lucy's at the Orchard, shared her story with our editor, Mike Saucier. And an incredible story. She actually was detected early as having breast cancer while she was nursing her daughter because another family member had been diagnosed just before her, and she felt that something was wrong and went to the doctor and said, really had to advocate for herself and say, no, it's not a clogged milk duct. There's something wrong.
She pushed for more answers.
She did. She did.
And really, that may have saved her life.
I believe it did, and I believe that this is now something that we need to share with everybody on behalf of Lucia and the story that she told, that when you feel like something is not right, go and ask again, get a second opinion, whatever it is, and find out what is wrong. You know your body the best, and you're going to know when something is up.
I love the way Mike told her story. He really covered it in 4 sections: the diagnosis, wisdom the hard way, fighting for yourself, and also throughout it all, building up a very, very successful business.
Yes. They started with the Lucy's Marketplace at 16th Street and Bethany, and I think it was on their wish list of something to do, Lucia and her husband. And with the coming out of the treatment and all of the hard times that they were going through, and the family was going through, she was the 5th woman person to be diagnosed with cancer in her family. Wow. And I know that feeling that you want something else to strive for and to focus on and to accomplish after you've been through a battle.
Now, you touched on this, but for the first time publicly, you are sharing your personal battle. And why don't you tell the viewers a little bit about what you've been through, Andrea?
Sure. So 5 years ago, I found myself with a cancer diagnosis, a very rare form of brain-based cancer called esthesioneuroblastoma. Very long word, essentially meaning cancer of my olfactory gland. I had just had my daughter and thought I was battling a severe sinus infection, and after not asking enough questions and not pushing enough, I was writing it off to being a busy mom, that a golf ball sized tumor had been growing inside my head.
How emotional was it for you to tell your own story publicly?
You know, it's been a smaller group of people that have known about it, but I did have a relapse last year while we were actually working on becoming the new owners of Frontdoors. And we, every month, have a cancer survivor story in the magazine that's written by Judy Pearson. So when we were planning this issue for October and celebrating all forms of cancer survival, I felt as publisher that it was important to join the others that we had asked to share and share myself.
I love the survivor stories that give everyone out there hope and strength. Beautiful issue. Thank you so much, Andrea. And that's going to do it for us. Thank you so much for watching Front Doors TV, an Inspired Media 360 production. Our mission on this show is connection, compassion, and the celebration of all those people doing great things in our community. You can find us at frontdoorsmedia.com and inspiredmedia360.com. Until next time, take care.